So I'm a whole day late on Humpday Ramblings number 11, but here we are. I have managed to get all of my campsites booked for the Florida trip. So I'm ready to go on that. That's all booked and paid for. That cost a couple of bucks. Not a big deal. Got the brakes done on the car on the Jeep. So I'm good for towing, I think. Should probably do a little more checking on the camper, but that's coming up. Need to put the camper on a charger because that battery's been sitting there all weekend. Or sorry, all weekend. That battery's been sitting there all winter, and unlike the previous year, I didn't bring it inside, so it's probably dead on a doornail right now. We'll take care of that. Kind of excited about Key West. There's a lot more history down there than I was aware of. There's the little White House, which was the vacation home. I didn't realize that presidents used to actually vacation in Key West, so that's going to be really interesting. Kind of starting to think that maybe I got my itinerary backwards because I'm spending 3 days in Orlando and 2 days in Key West. I might have been better off doing the other way around. The other thing is getting around Key West is apparently a bit of a challenge because the roads are very narrow. I'm seeing a lot of suggestions to rent scooters, motor scooters, electric scooters, etc., etc. And I'm thinking maybe I should just take my bike with me. I don't know. Just a thought. In general, my tempo for building a camper is not going as quickly as I'd like. I need to move more quickly. There are step vans that I've been seeing advertised in the area for what I consider to be reasonable prices, very reasonable, which makes me wonder how bad they are mechanically. So I need to get out and look at those. And of course the difficulty is that's hard to do during the week, but on the weekends, I have other things going on because everything else has to roll over the weekend. So hopefully tomorrow I can arrange at least one, possibly two views. I'd kind of like to take my brother-in-law with me to inspect it mechanically. He's a retired diesel mechanic, so he would have a little more insight than I would. Mostly I'm looking for diesel vehicles just because that allows me to tap into the fuel system, which will be a little more difficult, but it allows me to tap in and use the diesel fuel tank for my heat, which, let's be honest, something you're going to want to worry about. So when talking about heat, obviously you want something reliable. So diesel is awesome, especially if you can get a good diesel heater like a Webasto or something along those lines. But part of me wonders how effective a wood stove would be. There's a company out of Canada called I think it's Cubic that makes a wood stove. Of course, the downside of that is now you have to put in a whole vent pipe and everything else, which you do with any kind of a heating solution, with the exception of electric. But electric's not efficient for a camper. It'll eat up your battery in no time. So I still have a lot of options, and a lot of this stuff is not going to be something I can put in place until I actually have the vehicle I'm going to work with. I'm told a 14-foot bed gives you the advantage of having a 22-foot long vehicle, which will fit in most standard parking places. That's huge. But something longer gives me a little more room for the other stuff I want to do. Things like my dehydrator and my meat slicer and food processing and 3D printing and stuff like that. Not that I need to do all that on the road, but it'd be kind of cool to have the option. But that's all planning. That's all planning. 3D printer's still doing its job. I'm really digging it. I gotta be honest. The ability to make small parts that you need instead of having to go out and find them, huge. I mumble a lot. Sorry. But other than that, it's late Thursday night. I've missed Hump Day by almost a whole day. And what's really weird is that I considered taping something yesterday morning for a late night distribution. Obviously, I didn't do it. So here we are. Anyway. Looking forward to my next trip, mid-April. I want to go to Bay City State Park, and for the day on Saturday, I will be doing Frankenmuth, because I haven't been to Frankenmuth in like 4 years. Frankenmuth was a trip. I love that little town. Anyway, y'all have a good night. If you have any comments, go ahead and throw them in, and I'll see if I can answer them next week or sooner. Who knows? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.